Da, da, da. Hello everybody, welcome to the Prop Shop. I'm Bill Durand. I'm the prop maker here at Punished Props, and I get a question a lot about one of my favorite costumes, the Draugr Deathlords that my wife and I did a couple of years ago. That question is about these eyeballs, the glowing, piercing eyeballs of death from beyond the grave. How do we do it? How can we see? Well, I'm going to show you all about it. The short answer? LEDs. That's not really, doesn't really help at all. The longer answer is quite a bit more involved, so buckle up. I'm going to show you how it's done. For these fellas here, I used white surface mount LEDs. Now, I am notoriously terrible at electronics, so I got LEDs that run on 3 volts. This way, all I have to do is hook them up to 3 volts worth of battery, like 2 AA or AAA batteries, or a 2032 coin cell battery, one of my favorites, and it will light up. No resistors required, no math required either. These little surface mount LEDs have a notch for the negative terminal, so I could hook up some wires to them. Little pro tip too, put down some double stick tape on your work surface, then you can stick your LED down to that surface for when you're soldering it. They are tiny and squirrely, will try to get away from you. Then you can wire up the leads on this fella, and once you're happy with those and they work, you can add a little bit of heat shrink tubing, and this will keep the wires together. Also, another side note, a while back I did a video all on soldering basics, so you want to go check that out if you are new to soldering. So like I said, with this simple arrangement, you just have to hook it up to a couple of, in this case, AAA batteries, and you're all set. Throw a switch in there and you've got the exact setup that we used for these masks. For the eye shapes on these guys, I cut out a couple of circles from acrylic plastic. The acrylic is blue and the LEDs are white. That gives a nice white center point on the eye that kind of fades out into a blue. That blue plastic gets sanded a whole bunch before I cut it to shape. This will diffuse the light a little bit. Then I cut out a couple of little circles using a scroll saw, and those buggers got glued right to the front of the LEDs using everyone's favorite hot glue. Then the wires themselves with the blue plastic attached to them got glued right into the mask. The masks that we used here are some store-bought Halloween skull masks. This is just a rubber, and it got affixed right into our helmets, and it rests right in front of our faces. The rest of the electronics got glued into the helmet as well using hot glue. There's the wires, there's the battery holder, and the switch. They all got arranged in there so that they wouldn't jab me in my ear or anywhere, and so that I could reach the switch while I'm wearing it. For the rest of the mask, we made the jaws detachable using Velcro. This way they can be rearranged or taken off. We also added screws into the horns. These big things are a pain to travel with, so being able to unscrew them and take them off for transport is super duper helpful. Now, when we wear the masks, we don't want to see my face under there because I'm not undead. So we put some sheer black cloth behind the eyes and mask, but in front of my face, and this obscures my mug from your vision. Believe it or not, you can actually see out pretty well. The LEDs rest up on my forehead, as you can see here, without the cloth in place. And with the cloth down, it's a little bit darker, but you can actually see out fairly well. The cloth also helps make sure I don't get a ton of LED light blasting into my eyes. Then with the cloth down, you can see how big of a difference it makes to the final look of the piece. With the cloth off, you can see my goofy face under there, you can see my mouth, you can see my eyes. It looks dumb. But with the cloth down, boom, I'm undead. Like magic. Here you go side by side. Goofy on one side, totally cool on the other side. Totally effective. And there you go. That is how we pulled off the magic trick of the Draugr's glowing undead eyes. Hopefully this helps you solve some weird lighting problem on your next costume. As always, all the materials I use for this build are linked down in the description, along with that soldering video. Go check that one out. That one's a lot of fun. We've also got some other videos over here that you might want to check out, especially if you're new to the channel. And of course we have the Foamsmith book. This is all about making foam armor, just like the rest of these costumes right here. And there is a whole section devoted to making lights for your next costume armor. Thanks for watching this week, you guys, and good luck on your next build.